paid on those levels, you have to qualify for the money by either getting three who get three, or these different title levels, or Xango was, yeah, it was the structure, total structure. And if you missed any of these structural requirements, you didn't get paid.
Right.
All of these unilevels have that. Nobody, given the option, will ever work a structural unilevel compensation plan ever again if given the option of not having structure. It would be like flying from New York JFK to Los Angeles via Panama City, Alberta, Salt Lake City, Vancouver, right? Or you can just take direct nonstop on Continental, first class. Nobody's going to do that type of unilevel ever again. I mean, they're just not. And the other traditional comp plans that have been out there are called binaries and force matrices, all right? Nobody's going to do those again too if given the option, because in both of those companies, as they grow away from the company, it fractionalizes the distributor base. Meaning by the time you're 8, 12, 14 levels down in either one of those compensation plans, there's 16,000 people left to right, that have no benefit of anybody else's, none. Especially in a binary, you get stuck on the inside of an inside leg. So if you had 100 people in an audience, 50 in networking, 50 not in networking, and you had 100 companies, right, that were on the panel, and they had to get asked questions, you do the litmus test, and this is what anybody in networking needs to hear. And the companies are asked, do you have a phenomenally strong domestic management team? I would submit that all 100 companies are going to raise their hands, and they probably do, right? So that's a wash. Next question is, do they have an unbelievably strong international management team in place and IT department that overnight can be shipping and currency converting in 30 to 38 countries right now, not in 6 years, right now. Nobody on that panel except us is going to raise their hand. It is not going to happen unless Amway or Mary Kay start a subsidiary tomorrow with this comp plan, and it's just not going to happen. Manufacturing, everybody's going to say they have it, they don't. That'll kill a company. IT department, that'll kill a company. Even worse, MasterCard Visa processing. When companies get holds on them because they grow so quickly, they don't have the cash reserves to pay the commissions, that'll kill a company. We don't have that. Our platforms have been running 16 years around the world, and from a capitalization standpoint, we're self-funded, we don't need anybody else's money, and we don't have anybody looking over our shoulder telling us what to do. That's another problem with a lot of the startups. But then the comp plan, you know, all the unilevels, they get to show how they, well, if you get your 3 stars and another couple stars and 4 stars, you get to be the top, or all these titles. And then we present our unilevel. Dave could sign up Pavel, only Pavel, and I'm telling you, never work again, just from the unilevel component of what that pays. There's no structural requirement, it's just volume driven. You bring the volume, we pay the money. That's how it should be. And then the binary and the force matrix, you know, I'll have to tell those people, hey, 100 of you in the audience, you're binary guys, you know, Mona V and Kivana just explained it. 50 of you have to raise your hand and either be put in a weak leg or an inside of an inside leg. You have to be. Otherwise the company can't pay any money. And they're not going to, they can't disagree. 50 of you. Or in this compensation plan, we run a very simple unilevel, which is everybody that you sponsor, but every single person that joins the company, no matter where in the world that sale is generated, goes in a straight line, top to bottom, according to the time date stamp, and everybody gets credit for everybody else's sales. They get the credit. Now, apples to apples, somebody in networking still has to refer somebody to get paid. You with me? But who would ever want to join a company when 50% of the people, and a force matrix is even worse, because thousands of people get no benefit from anybody else. And that is why there's no force matrix that's been around 7 years or more. None, not one. And no binary has ever reached to $1 billion ever, except one company out of 20, and they changed their comp plan. So given the option, people are going to choose the benefit of one straight line where everybody accrues it. And then on top of all of that, we take 12% of the worldwide sales, and people don't yet realize how big of a deal that is, but they're going to start soon. 12% of the worldwide sales instead of 3% in other companies to bonus pools. 3% usually goes to people who have done networking full-time and they cram it to the top. Our belief is if you could pay Mike and Freddie and your neighbor and your cousin and your brother immediately an extra 70, 60 bucks off the bat to pay for product, 150 to pay for whatever, then 500 in the next bonus pool, right? People are going to probably get pretty excited and tell people, and that's what's happening. And maybe we'll get some folks to share some bonus checks here, but that's what we did. So 12% is a huge number, and when it relates to international, other companies, no matter what company it is or what comp plan, when they have gone international, 99.995% of the people, especially in America, see zero benefit. They get no benefit unless you signed up the person who opened up Hong Kong. You with me? Where else is they're not going to pay you. 12% is a real big number, and people will see how big it is in the next 6 to 9 months, because that's 12% of the worldwide sales. It doesn't matter if that came from Czechoslovakia or Hungary or Australia or Palestine. I mean, it does not matter. You're talking you could never leave Biloxi, Mississippi, build a decent-sized business right there, but you truly have an international business. That's truly huge. And then you're sharing in everybody else's business. So Freddie has, the willingness to probably go down to Orlando to help an entire another team, because the more money that those people jointly sell, everybody gets a piece of that action. And it's just wild. I mean, you wait and see. Mark Walker told me at least 3 to 5 times no, because he was retired from 2 of the top companies in networking, Nu Skin and Xyngular. And he said, I've made my money, I'm retired, I've got 3 kids, I haven't had time to enjoy them, and I'm off doing charity work. And I bugged him so much that he finally said, I'll come to San Jose and I'll tell you no in person. And he did. He sat down, he said no, but then I brought some of the partners in and we had dinner, and then he stayed an extra day. Well, 3 days later, he called me back. He said, not only am I willing to accept the job as president of the company, now he lives in Salt Lake City, but I am willing to fly to San Jose every Monday and leave every Thursday, 4 weeks out of every month for 6 months. I will commit to that. I'll leave my 3 kids, my wife, my home, and all my charity projects. And here's what he said. He said, because I believe that this will be bigger than anything except Amway because of the product breadth. And I knew this was going to be big the minute I saw it, but I didn't think in terms of that big. But it's serious. I mean, it's really serious. So part of the international thing that I want to emphasize is we, again, follow the distributors. So if you guys have ideas of anything, bring it to our attention. We might say yes, we might say no, but we'll do it whatever is best for the company in whole. But unlike other companies who look at the DSA, Direct Selling Association, list of great networking countries like Japan and Korea, and they go and they spend millions of dollars. Dave and I were in Japan. Xyngular spent like $6 million because Japan's a great networking. They have no business virtually in Japan. They just tried to cram it down the throats of a great country of networkers. Our attitude is, if you know people who know somebody in Costa Rica or Germany, I mean, you have a team of how many people in Germany?
Probably about 50, and we were talking with Lena right there because she knows a lot of people in Germany too. So yeah, we got about 50 or so.
Yeah, they're already in. That's where we're doing our focus. Also, Pavel, you have a team of how many in Slovakia?
Probably close to hundreds already.
100 already in the system. Well, guess where we're opening in the next 2 to 3 months? I mean, we had 3 of the executives just got out. Well, actually, they're having dinner in Rome. I just found out. Tough life. Yeah, I know.
See, I live in Italy, big time.
Big time, yep, big time. And we will be throughout most of Europe in the next 6 to 9 months. Again, everybody in one straight line. And we are going to float on the homepage where it says Xyngular, Xing, Global Blend, where it does the rotation, right, the PDF. We're going to start floating like the 20 most recent names that sign up, actual live data, and we're going to start actually floating the flags of the countries next to the name instead of just having it written. So you can just say to your friends, hey, Monica, go to my back office and look at the people coming in from around the world. Check 5 minutes later. Do you want those people below you or not? Right? We also have the technology already written. I love this. You can enact in our back office, when somebody joins your 8 levels of your personal team, you can opt in for an email or a text notification, because not everybody gets it for free, so you have to opt in for it. And it'll send you a notification, and like David probably goes bing, bing, because he got somebody in his group. Bing, bing, you get somebody in your group. We have the technology already written, and this is going to be awesome, of you will be able to enact, please notify me when anybody in my Xyngular team, basically anybody that's joining, because it's still in your group for company volume, please notify me, and when we get to about 150 a day, we're going to hit that activation button. I mean, imagine going to lunch with Stacy, and you put your little BlackBerry down, hey Stacy, bing bing, bing bing, what bing bing. I mean, all we're going to do is, the meetings will be so easy. No, I mean, think about it. Dave's going to get in front of a room and say, here's the business. Bing, 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 bing. What's going on? I'm making money. I mean, you want to know how? Every time somebody joins, it's more money in my pocket. I mean, it is powerful stuff that we have coming. And again, on international and foreign markets, we'll stop for some questions. But Freddie, thanks for coming up or down or up from Pereira. Would you get up here because and tell your story just from the beginning, the middle, the end, and what you got going in Puerto Rico and
I just
checks
want
and
to say, actually, is anybody else